Hey everyone, welcome back, Forensic Education. I'm Mike McCutcheon, and today I want to try to develop a fingerprint on an unusual surface. So while I was out walking today, I found this feather, and I thought we could try to develop fingerprints on a feather. And it just goes to what I always tell you in my videos and in my classes is always try to develop a fingerprint on any substrate, even if people say that you can't do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two different ways. I'm going to try to use a magnetic powder. I had packed away my white magnetic powder for a training, so I'm going to try to use the dual-use powder. And then I'm also going to use a feather duster and the fluorescent powder, and we'll see if we can develop the print. Now, when we go in for the close-up with the fluorescent powder, I'm going to blast it a little bit with a UV light. So we'll go inside, I'll do the close-up in the dark for that. So let's see what we got. So I did fume it. I just made a fuming chamber out of this little box here. So move that aside. I'll throw my gloves on. All right, so the first one that we're going to do here is I'm going to try to use the dual-use powder. So that's the powder that we can use for light surfaces and dark surfaces. I would prefer to just use a white powder or a gray powder, but like I said, I had packed that away for a training, and this is what we have. So let's see what we have here. So it is a dark feather, but I'm still going to dust the top here. Oh, we got one. Oh, that's beautiful. That baby's sticking right out. When we go in for the close-up, you're going to see this print coming up really nice. Oh, that looks great. I'm going to see if I can get any on the end here. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. Oh, there's fingerprints popping out all over on this. We're outside right now, so I'm not going to be able to do the zoom in right this second. But once I do the other side, we'll zoom in. I'm going to show you these prints. They're popping up all over on this. Now this isn't a feather that I got in the store that has been treated and is real tough. This was just on the side of the road. I think it came from a blue jay, but I know nothing about birds, so I really have no idea. So do my cleanup. So now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to try to use the orange, fluorescent orange. And remember, with the fluorescent powder, you need just the tiniest little bit of powder. I wouldn't recommend using a traditional brush. Whew, somebody used the heck out of that. So I'm not even going to add any more. This thing's loaded with powder. And I'm going to go ahead and just dust it on here. Whew. Now this is different than your traditional brush that you would spin. I use this one for training, and clearly you can see that they use way too much powder, so let's see if I can't clean this up a little bit. I'm not seeing any fingerprints with the, and of course we got a plane flying over. That's great. Oh, wait a minute, I do. I got a couple of them right here. Oh yeah, I have a nice beautiful print, a nice full print right down here on the end. Once we blast that with our UV light, that's going to come right out nice and bright. Okay, we're in for the close-up now. You can see I tried to put some spots around the fingerprint. It is a little bit difficult because of the striations in the feather, but you can see right here there is a fingerprint right underneath this globe, right here, and then also down in the corner. I'm going to move that up right there. You can see it. I'm going to see if I can try to magnify it. The magnifier is actually magnifying the striations in the feather. And then since I use the so much, you can actually see the other one now. I circled it there up in the corner over here. That one's looking fantastic. That looks great. Since that brush was so full of powder. When I tried to pull up the print that I had developed with the magnetic powder, you can see that it's not there anymore because it's covered with all this all the fluorescent powder. But I can assure you that it will work. So it was pretty successful. I was able to get the print off of this feather using the fluorescent powder and also using our magnetic powder. And again, I think this would even be better if I just used a straight gray or white powder. I think it would be great. That's all I have. I just wanted to again reiterate that even if somebody tells you you can't develop fingerprints on something, don't listen to them. Go ahead and try. I don't think anyone would think you'd be able to get a fingerprint off of a feather, but I certainly did, and it came out really, really well. You can always go to my website, forensiceducation.net. We can come to you and do trainings at your school or police department, and you can also send me an email at mike@forensiceducation.net to schedule that. That's all I have. Thanks for watching.